I'm Casey Claiborne, and thanks for watching this CrimeWatch YouTube exclusive, where we take a look back at recent crime stories that have been making headlines in our area and around the state. The Austin Police Department is looking for a potentially violent suspect on the loose. Court documents reveal he may have committed another crime after he was found not guilty of manslaughter by reason of insanity. Fox 7 CrimeWatch reporter Meredith Aldis has most of our stories on this episode, starting with this.
A night on 6th Street turned deadly. In September 2017, Nathan Marshall is seen on video punching and knocking out 33-year-old Marquise Johnson, a San Antonio veteran. Johnson was taken to the hospital and died from his injuries. Marshall was charged with second-degree manslaughter, but 3 months later, he was found incompetent to stand trial and eventually found not guilty by reason of insanity.
You can see that the crime occurred. Usually the state proves their case, but you have to put on a defense showing that because of mental illness, you didn't understand that your actions were wrong, or in Texas, that means illegal.
Attorney Krista Chacona says that defense is hard to prove, and it's only successful about 2% of the time it's contested.
Large part of why it's not successful more often, because it has to be that you didn't understand the nature of your actions because of mental illness, not because you had too much to drink or you got high and didn't know what you were doing. It has to be because of your mental illness.
Once it is decided, the judge orders for an evaluation to determine which state hospital the person will go to.
It's not like if you're found not guilty by reason of insanity, you just walk away. You go into a hospital. It's a locked door facility.
Once there,
you're consistently medicated. You get therapy. You get education about your illness to give you insight. So hopefully you want to continue taking medication and taking care of your mental health.
Attorney Chacona says she's seen the process work.
Who wouldn't rather have this person treated and be able to come back out and rejoin society safely and have some quality of life, as opposed to making them, unsafe, less likely to be able to come out and just keep cycling through the system.
But the problem is getting into a bed.
I think right now there are currently over 2,700 people in Texas jails waiting for a bed.
Because of the lack of beds, Chacona says people are rushed in and out.
They would keep them and try to stabilize them, about 75% of the way there, and then transition them off to their outpatient provider.
In July 2020, Marshall was ordered outpatient or community-based treatment and supervision. Then just 2 months ago, Marshall was charged with another crime. A warrant has been issued for his arrest after court documents say Marshall fled from a police officer while being questioned. He's accused of exposing himself to women, making threats, and refusing to leave a property in Southeast Austin near the airport.
If you commit another crime, you are not covered by that previous NGRI. So you would be tried all over again on the merits of that case.
Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
Records show Marshall hasn't been arrested yet. If you have any information to help in this investigation, call the Austin Police Department. 2 people are dead from a murder-suicide incident in Manor. Around midnight Sunday morning, police got a call from a child who said shots were being fired inside of the home. This happened to the 110,000 block of Riparian Road. When officers got there, they found a woman with injuries outside the home. Police then forced their way inside. They found a woman with a gunshot wound. So far, authorities have not released the names of those involved or their exact relationship. Newly released body camera video shows the moment a suspect shot a police officer in Southeast Austin. The situation started as a welfare check and turned into a shootout earlier this month. Meredith Aldis finds the neighbor who made the call says he never would have done that if he knew this was going to happen.
Coming shot.
An Austin police officer is recovering after what should have been a simple welfare check.
I was calling to ask for a welfare check on my neighbor. Haven't seen him in about 8 months.
Samuel Garcia made the call. He says he hadn't seen any movement in or outside of his neighbor's house. Deliveries weren't coming anymore, and the lights and AC weren't on.
It's so dark in the house. It's a house that you put on a scary movie.
When officers arrived, Garcia says they knocked on the door, went around the house, and looked through the windows for about an hour. Still, no answer.
At this point, I was thinking that they were going to recover a body.
Austin Police! Austin Police, you in there?
They announced themselves, and they're met with 56-year-old Dwayne Brzezowski with a gun. The officers run. One hides behind a car next door, and the other takes cover in the neighbor's garage.
He's on the porch with a shotgun. Oh, God! Shots fired.
So many things are happening. I'm trying to keep everybody in my household safe. I hide my kids. I go into my restroom and get my guns. And when I loaded my guns, at that moment, I was like, okay, this is real. You have guns for protection, but you never want to load them in your house.
Brzezowski then fires his shotgun directly into Garcia's home.
I hear a super loud, like next to my ear, bang, and it was the shot that hit my door. And everything just in me went numb.
A bullet went flying through his children's playroom.
Why did he do that to me? It's still it's a question that at this point I don't even want to ask, because to think that he did it with intention to kill us.
Both detectives have been placed on administrative leave, which is standard APD protocol. Brzezowski is recovering in the hospital after being shot, too. Police are trying to figure out who started shooting at an apartment in North Austin, triggering a bomb squad and SWAT response team. Shortly before 1:30 in the afternoon on August 20th, police got a call from the Cypress Point Apartments on West Lola Drive, just north of 183 between Lamar and I-35. A person living there reported hearing multiple gunshots coming from an apartment next to hers.
When officers arrived on scene, they observed several bullet holes coming from the apartment in question, at which time officers forced entry inside the apartment. Officers quickly observed multiple spent shell casings inside the apartment. With the assistance from our SWAT team and our bomb team members, the apartment was eventually cleared and nobody was located inside the apartment. We are currently trying to figure out what took place this evening and who is responsible.
No injuries were reported. So far, no arrests have been made, but police are asking people to be on the lookout for anything suspicious and to call 911 if they do see something. Officers say the apartment has a history of gang activity. Early this year, SWAT was called out for a separate incident. Small businesses in South Austin are trying to recover after having their windows smashed, and the crimes were caught on camera. Meredith spoke with people in the area who say this isn't the first time they've dealt with homeless-related crime in that area.
To deal with the aftermath of this, busted windows and glass everywhere. This video shows multiple people walking up to the Headspace Salon in South Austin and throwing rocks into the front glass.
In the last probably 2 months, we've had easily well over $10,000 to $15,000 worth of damages.
And as a small business, it hits hard.
They're just coming through and smashing things with rocks and just walking off and not understanding, like, for small business owners, it's a huge financial hit for us, and it's just not sustainable.
Other businesses nearby have been dealing with similar issues.
The guy came around, and that's when we had the rocks. We saw him on camera. We got him right over here. He threw it on the second floor window and busted out the window in the hallway. And then he busted out the window around this corner, and he busted out that window.
We see a lot of drug use, a lot of like open sexual behavior, a lot of like defecation and urinating in public areas and a lot of that stuff. And I will say it seems like some of that has gotten better, but it seems like definitely like the vandalism and the kind of destruction, especially later in the evening, has gotten significantly worse.
North says this chaos is caused by homeless people and the city is to blame.
We need the city to help. Like, I feel like they kind of helped create this problem and we're just in the wake of the destruction. I wish I could send the mayor or city council members the bills for all the vandalism over here, but that's not going to happen.
In February, the city cleaned up the encampment located at Pack Saddle Pass and Highway 71. there was a sense of relief.
We got comfortable and it felt so good to be able to sleep at night and feel like I didn't have to worry about getting calls for break-ins and, you know, just terrible things.
Since the Housing Focused Encampment Assistance Link Initiative, or HEAL, started in June 2021, 618 people have moved from high-risk encampments to the city's South Bridge and North Bridge shelters. But North says the problem is back.
The city will step in and kind of help very briefly, and it does not last long, and then it just goes kind of right back to how it was before.
And patience is running thin.
You got all this homeless money that you're saying you're going to do something with it. Put your money where your mouth is, put our money where your mouth is, and do something with it and take care of the issue.
To Hays County now, where sheriff's deputies are asking for help finding a man seen trying to break into a number of cars. This happened in the Harvest Creek area of Euland, a town just east of Kyle. The suspect appears to have tattoos on his right forearm. If you've seen this man or know who he is, call the Hays County Sheriff's Office or call Crime Stoppers for a tip. Hays County deputies are also looking for a man who has repeatedly broken into a San Marcos church. Deputies say this man forced his way into the church on August 20th, and they say this is not the first time. They also say the suspect was seen driving around in a white truck he stole from outside a home in San Marcos earlier this month. Again, if you have any information that can lead to this man's arrest, call the numbers seen on your screen. Now to the Houston area, where after a 24-hour manhunt, Taryn Green has been charged with 3 counts of attempted murder. He's accused of shooting a Harris County Sheriff's deputy. The search for Green came to an end with police tearing apart a home where he was barricaded. Fox's Shelby Rose has the latest.
Yeah, law enforcement was out here until about 6:30 this morning going through what is left of this home. I mean, you can just see the incredible damage from the heavy machinery used to try to get Taryn Green out. This all started on Wednesday when Harris County Deputy Joseph Anderson pulled over Green and was subsequently shot. And there's been an all-out manhunt for him since. A blue alert issued with a $45,000 reward for information. And with the help of local, federal, and state agencies, Green was located inside this house yesterday afternoon, which is believed to be rented by a friend. We're told once officers began to go inside, gunfire erupted, and they immediately retreated back with no opportunity to shoot. In total, 3 people were injured. 1 U.S. Marshal got shot in the lower leg, another grazed in the arm by shrapnel, and a Harris County deputy took multiple rounds to the chest, but was saved by his body armor.
I was able to talk to one of our deputies that works, that serves on that task force, and pretty scary thing. Thankfully, he was wearing his body armor. It happened really quick. As soon as they stepped in, they were meted by gunfire from Green.
A standoff then ensued, law enforcement using multiple tactics for nearly 5 hours to get him out, including tear gas. And eventually around 11:45 last night, Green gave up and was taken into custody. This whole situation completely shocked this neighborhood, one that's described as quiet.
We never expected to be here, you know, right here. Like, well, what's kind of quiet around here? All of a sudden they open up a house here, and it's pretty bad.
And there was a second person of interest in relation to the original crime on Wednesday. That's 37-year-old James Green. However, he was interviewed by the Harris County Sheriff's Office and no charges have been filed. Reporting in Humble, Shelby Rose, Fox 26 News.
Thanks for watching the Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch YouTube exclusive. Our Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. If you missed them, you can watch them anytime on our new Fox Local Connected TV app. It's free to download, and you can watch it on Roku, Android TV, Apple TV, and Fire TV. For more on the stories highlighted in this episode, you can head to our website, fox7austin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel.